Welcome in the Quest Number 9 podcast. My name is Seth Warner, and today we're going to talk about Kentucky basketball from a fan's perspective. On this episode, we're going to be previewing Kentucky's matchup versus Tennessee in the Sweet 16. These two foes going into round 3 of this matchup, where both these teams, like I said, have met twice this year. Kentucky swept the regular season series. Tennessee's coming into this game 29-7, and Kentucky is coming in 24-11. This was kind of a matchup that everyone saw on the horizon. They were both higher seeds to get here, so it's something that was a possibility, but it's just wild once you get here. This is going to be round 3 for the Wildcats. They play at 7:39 Friday, and this matchup is going to be really epic between a team like Tennessee that's desperate with Rick Barnes, their head coach, who's getting older. Could potentially, there's rumors of him retiring. It'll be just interesting under Mark Pope with all kinds of new faces, and Kentucky's ability just to change over the season, I thought's been impressive. Allowing Kobe Brea, who's taking that Jackson Robinson spot, being a big time shot maker in the last game, who's that physical driver, and with some of the matchups in this game I like for Kentucky is their perimeter ability on the offensive and defensive end against this Tennessee team, where Chaz Lanier is their leading scorer, 6'4" guard who can really shoot it, has struggled to shoot it against Kentucky, shoots 41% on the year, but last time these two teams played, he had 10 points, went 0 for 7 from 3, really struggled. Colin Chandler, who's 6'5", 6'6", good athlete, long, athletic, will also pick up some of that assignment. Not a guy that will play make a whole lot or do a whole lot off the dribble, but his best skill set is his catch and shoot 3-point shooting and his ability to run off screens and have that really quick release. And also their point guard who really stirs the pot for this team, Sakai Ziegler, who's that elite playmaking guard who's averaging almost 7.5 assists a game while averaging almost 14 points with 3 boards, almost 8 assists. And it's just this team's head of the snake and one of the best defensive players in the country at 5'9", and just understands how to have quick hands to get underneath the offensive player to create lots of steals and be disruptive. It's going to be important on both ends for Lamont Butler to be confident and comfortable with that shoulder, because that's the assignment he's going to draw. Also, coming into this game, it's really important with the front court for Kentucky to be able to win that matchup with Tennessee. Had a really good stretch big man, similar to how Illinois did. He doesn't play the true 5. He plays the 4, but he's still a guy that can step out and knock down perimeter shots at 6'10". He's averaging almost 10 points a game, 6 rebounds, almost 2 assists. Naj Milicic, he's shooting around 32% from 3 this year, but was really effective against the last year, shot 37% from 3, and is capable of going off and knocking down multiple threes in a single game. And their other starter in the front court that starts the 5 is Alex Amari, the junior 6'11" center. He averaged around 7.6 boards. He's that physical brute interior guy that's going to rim run, block a lot of shots. He's a high level rim protector who's a hard screener, but a complete non-shooter. Tennessee only has 3 guys that score in double figures on this team. Jordan Gaynor, coming off the bench, is our kind of change of pace scorer, averaging about 11 points, averaging around 11 points, 3 boards, almost 2 assists. Overall, this Tennessee team doesn't shoot it, but they're a capable shooting team. They shoot around 34% as a team, but is one of the better defensive teams in the country, with Ziegler as that steals, creating disruption guy, and Amara as that shot blocking center. But it'll be interesting to see how Kentucky plays them, especially on the defensive end for us, how we try to take Amara out of the game and try to play 4-on-5 with his inability to shoot threes and space the floor, and try to make someone other than Ziegler and Lanier really make make shots from the perimeter. And with Lanier, we want to make him put it on the floor and be off the bounce shooter. I'll be fine with that, but maybe one catch and shoot three that literally he has no space. He's a guy kind of similar to Jackson Robinson, Kobe Bryant, a no mistake 3-point shooter. You can't leave him. You can't drop too far. If we can keep him in check from really shooting the ball well and Lamont do what Lamont does at the point of attack, I feel confident about this Kentucky team winning this game, but we still have to execute at a high level defensively and offensively. I feel like Andrew Carr, his ability in the post will help because he was not really healthy for either of these matchups. Lamont Butler didn't play in one, and then he got hurt in the second game, and he will help to improve our point of attack defense. Colin Chandler wasn't playing that well. I think he'll do a good job helping us to control Ziegler at the point of attack using his length and size advantage, and also being a guy that can guard either one of their guards and really be a disruption to their offense and be a knockdown 3-point shooter on the offense, while also being a high instinct driver. That's something else I like. He does a good job when he drives and collapses the defense. He keeps his eyes up and does a good job of remembering kicking it to the corners and the wings. Guys should be there, and he keeps his dribble alive so he's not kind of stuck. Amari Williams had some good games against Tennessee, especially the first one when these two teams matched up in January. The first time Kentucky won by only 5. Amari Williams had 10, 15 rebounds and 4 assists. He did have 3 turnovers, but he still had a positive assist-to-turnover ratio, and that allowed Kentucky to really make a mismatch against this team. He got to the free throw line and attempted 6 free throws. I would like to see him get to that double-digit number of free throw attempts. He's not the most efficient, but that just shows me that he's aggressive and getting some foul trouble on those Tennessee bigs that aren't the most depth, and they don't have the most shooting in that front court. Maychick Jr., who in this game really went off. He had 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. He went 6 for 10 from the field, 4 for 8 from 3. It was just really strong. Both these games we were able to really keep Lanier in the combined 2 games. He only made 3 threes. He went 0 for 7 the second game and 3 for 10 in this game, while only being 5 for 14 from the field in 31 minutes. He had 4 boards and only had 1 steal. And Kentucky was really able to limit his offensive production for playing 31 minutes on a high volume of shots. And also in this first matchup, Zakai Ziegler got hurt. He was out for a portion of this game, came back in the second half, did not look the same, but he was fully healthy for these two teams' second matchup. So Kentucky had a little experience of playing against this team at full health. Kentucky was still able to hold on and win by double figures in that game, winning 75-64. Kentucky was able to flex their muscles a little bit and show that Kentucky was the better team, I felt like, in that game, shooting the ball really well, making 12 threes with 75 points, but limiting Tennessee to 64 points while only shooting 3 for 18 from 3. But while in the first game, Kentucky allowed Tennessee to shoot 45 threes and only make 12. So Kentucky allowed Tennessee to shoot a lot, but they weren't probably quality looks, I would have to say, only making 12 out of them, shooting 24%. And that's my goal for Kentucky, especially with Lanier, as good of a shooter he is. Every 3 he attempts, I want at least 1, maybe 2 dribbles, or I want him to have 0 space without fouling is the other key. Tight closeouts, body to body. Just don't give him an option to shoot, because that's him and Milicic are the 2 guys that really take this Tennessee team to a championship level, I feel like, when they're playing at a high level. If Milicic plays like he did the first time we played him, and Lanier plays like he can, this is a very capable Tennessee team of beating pretty much anybody with their defensive intensity, and a very good rebounding team that out-rebounded Kentucky in both matchups. 41 38 the first game, then 33-26 in the second game, Tennessee. So that's also going to be an important thing, especially if Kentucky doesn't shoot the ball as well as they have in the past two matchups. The shooting the ball and rebounding is really going to be the big thing. And Kentucky making Ziegler finish over the top is also important. Him at 5'9", usually against like the 7-footers, the bigger guys, he doesn't always finish the best against. That's all from the Quest Number 9 podcast. My name is Seth Warner. And if you like this content, please go look at my stuff at questnumber9.com. I write sports articles over there. If you enjoyed this kind of content, please like and subscribe. And you can go find me at Quest Number 9 on Instagram and Twitter, aka X. And I will see you next time.